Welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about live logging in Mediabank for the Olympics. So this module will teach you how to use Mediabank's live logging tool in workspace 7 of the library for the Olympics. So we assume that you have a working account in Mediabank and that you are logged in. If you're having any issues with your account and you need help with that, please check out our other chapter, How to Log In. And that should solve your problems there. So, first of all, we want to find the asset placeholder that we are logging. And there are a number of ways that we can do that. So we have our saved searches here. So we have something called today's events. So I click that. And this basically represents the recordings for this day. If you do not find your assets by these searches, you may also use the event ID. So every event during the Olympics has a unique ID. So you can simply type that ID in and hit enter. And this is the placeholder that we are logging today. And you can see that it is a placeholder because there's no video there yet. So it has this uploading icon and it doesn't have any images in it. So yeah, you mark your placeholder. So you found your asset, you mark it, and now we're going to move into the tags application in workspace 7, which is the tags live workspace. So the first thing we need to do is actually to check our clock. Very, very important. We need to make sure that the client's clock is running accurately because we are using that as the timestamp for all the events that you're logging. On the Mac, you can simply open the date and time preferences. Similar on a PC, what you need to check is that you have set your date and time according to a trusted NTP server. So this is your responsibility as the logger to make sure your client's clock is running correctly. Very, very. So, having done that, also a good thing to notice is the timestamp of the event. So the event is that you're logging is the right one, it occurs at the right time, and take a note that it's in UTC. So if you, for example, you're in Paris, we will have UTC +1, so you need to make sure that the time makes sense according to the time zone. So clock's running good. Let's have a look at the tags application. So on the left here, this is your area where your events will appear once you start logging them. You can see this tab at the top. It represents the or those lists that are available for this asset to log. It will, we haven't decided yet, but it will either be the official log or the Paris log that will be the default one that you will log to during the Olympics. So for this tutorial, we'll be using the official list. So just make sure that you're choosing the right list to log to. So once you are logging to the right list, check your monitor of the live feed. Make sure that you're linking the right information to the right images on your monitor. And you're pretty much good to go to start using workspace 7 tags live in Mediabank. The icons that you can see in the center here, they are a combination of generic sports icons and sport specific icons. So they will vary slightly depending on the type of event you're logging. So there are different sport specific icons obviously for hockey than there is for ski jumping. So but the generic icons are the same, so you should get familiar with those as soon as you can and have a play with those. So how do we log? There's two ways that you can enter an event. So you're watching the images on your monitor. You can either press this button in the UI or this button in the UI. So it's either a mark-in or event time. and we'll come back to the difference between those two. But as you can see, you can also hit the keyboard shortcut that's in parentheses, so either I for mark in or space for event time. So if I hit space, what happens is that it records the exact time of day adjusted for your clock. So you can see my clock is 13:09 and this is 12:09 because it's UTC plus the hour that I'm working in. So, and you can see that there's a question mark for the tag. There's nothing defined for it. I've simply recorded timestamp. So the next thing I need to do is to choose what kind of event this is. So let's say it's a clip. I just hit the clip button. If you hit the wrong icon, don't worry. You can switch that at any time and you can go in and edit it later as well. Next thing you'd typically do is associate either athlete-specific persons to this tag or team-specific. So it depends, of course, on the event type. So you can simply click anywhere and you will add one or several athletes or teams to this tag. Further, you can type a keyword. So let's say that you wanted to say that it's cloudy today. So these keywords are provided by Eurosport, so they should be common to you. So you can simply start typing here. And the more you type, the more you narrow down your search. And you can simply click on the keyword you want and it's being added below here. Further, you can also add a description. My comment here. And once you hit save, you can see that your event in your event list has now got the right icon and the combination of the teams, the keywords and your comments are being presented as the title for that. So let's do that over again. So I hit either I or space. So nothing is defined. I choose my type of event. So let's say it's an incident. Click on incident. I may or may not associate athletes or teams or other persons to it. I may type a keyword and I may type a description and I click done. So that's as simple as that. It can be even faster. Just the event timestamp, it's highlights, it's your info here and done, and you've made the perfect tag. So we're now going a bit more in depth and show you some of the other features that that we're going to use while you're logging, and that is doing a lot of behind the scenes magic stuff with the stuff that you're logging. So let me just once again, I hit the space key, something occurs in the feed. I say it's a highlight, and take a note of this pre and the post roll, and also this post to library button. So the information that you are putting into these clips is creating what we call an auto clip. So based on the type of event, this button, post to library, will either be on or it will be off. In this example, it's off, but I can switch it on. And I need to define, so you hit the space bar and you say, okay, I want to go 10 seconds before this happens, so that's the pre-roll, and I want to add 20 seconds after, that's the post-roll. We have those suggestions in our configuration, but you may override them by typing any value like either here. So if I now say super clip and I hit done, this will produce a 30-second clip posted to the library for everybody consuming that library in the Olympics to, publish wherever they need to go, edit it, whatever they do. So I was now using the event as the trigger for, I was using the space bar as the event trigger. I will now use the in point as the trigger. So there's a slight difference. So let's say that this is an incident. So the pre-roll and post-roll, they're now grayed out. So the in point is obviously the start of the clip, and you simply add the duration. So instead of having a pre-roll and a post-roll, you're setting the mark in and you're adding the duration. That will be your mark out. And then similarly, if you say post this to library, and it's another super clip, that will create a clip with this in point and a duration of 30 seconds and post it to the library once you hit the done button. So let's say that it's quite busy in the feed, so you're logging something, something medical occurred, and then while you are typing this up, some other important event is also happening. You cannot use the I or the spacebar key once you are in edit mode. You have to press the button, mark in or event time for new events. The reason simply being that the I and space key is of course in use when you are typing a description, so you need to be able to say hi or whatever that uses the I and space key. So if there are multiple events happening quickly and you are in edit mode, make sure that you use the buttons instead of the shortcuts. But as soon as you are out, so some comment here, as soon as you're out of edit mode, you can start using the keyboard shortcuts again. But now you can see I have 2 red colored events in my list. So let's go through all the colors. So if I select something, it's yellow. If nothing is defined for the event, so there's no event type, no comment, nothing, it's red, pink. If I have simply just set the type of event and click done, it is gray. And if everything's all good and it has all the information it needs, it's white. So red, nothing is set. Gray, you've only set the event type but no description. White, everything is good. And orange is simply the one that's active right now, the one you are either editing or selecting for whatever reason. Okay, so let's just do that again quickly. You are logging something and you're choosing the tag for it. So let's say it's an interview or something else. And then something else occurs while you are in edit mode. So I'm here typing. I cannot now use my space and I key. So I have to click this button and you can see new event always occurs on the top of the list, by the way. Hit the buttons, but you can still see this one is selected. I now need to go out here because, okay, what do I, yeah, this was a honor lap and this was a location image and this was a medical or whatever. Now you can see you have a lot of gray, you have one red, and the rest is all white. So one thing that you need to make sure before you end your session is that they're all white. So just type a simple description for all of them and it'll turn white. And here it's not even selected the event. So let's say that it's a presentation of something on the pitch. Some camera thing. Hit done. And so you go. Just carry on. Make sure that there are no grays, no reds, all white, all good. So thank you very much for seeing this tutorial of the Mediabank Live logging tool. Please don't hesitate to contact us if you need any assistance, and best of luck to you with go happy logging, and I wish you all the best for the Olympics 2018. Thank you.